We don't win this draft.
To lead the Skol chant and sound the Yeller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to Let's Skol Show in week 14 of the offseason. I'm Fish. As always, I've got Mr. Positivity, Cody Bowden. He who greets with smoke, Skolful Shack. And our captain's in the background doing his Keith stuff, getting this thing kicked off. Today is Cody's birthday. Yes. You know who's not celebrating those? The NFL refs. Are they going to have a job after May? Dexter Lawrence, anyone? We want to answer your questions and respond to your comments, so fire away tonight. Shaq's going to educate us on 5 safeties from this draft that could be potential fits for the Vikings. Should we do another mock draft? How about one with no trades? I don't know. We'll see. We're going to go around the Gallahorn with our hot takes, and we're going to make our Purple Prophecy predictions. But before we jump into all that, let's break this ice. Cody, in honor of your 35th birthday, I salute you, sir. Cheers.
I'm flattered. Love it. 35, halfway dead.
So if anybody is wanting to buy us shots for this glorious birthday show and you want to give them to me, just direct your attention to Mr. Fish in the top left corner. He will be drinking all my shots tonight.
Mr. Fish has to work tomorrow. Just want to put that out there. What up, Rinaldi? What up, Colin? George? Skol? What up, Captain?
Thank Colin.
What's up, everybody? Happy birthday, Cody.
Thank you.
Seltzer water to you.
Got to start somewhere.
So what's up? What's going on, fellas?
Just waiting for this draft to
An
hurry up.
exciting week in NFL football and Vikings lore.
The draft is coming. We're exactly 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. Like, it's almost here. So with that in mind, Cody, like, what is your most memorable draft moments?
The most memorable draft moments. I would say my most memorable draft moments was sitting there with my dad watching it, and he's saying, man, we need a wide receiver so bad. We need a wide receiver so bad. And then watching these list of players going off the list, and then when they said Randy Moss was the selection in 1998, and watching my dad just flip his lid in the middle of the living room saying, oh, my God, we got the best player in the whole thing. That moment is like one of the other moments that made me a Vikings fan. Just see the joy on my dad's face. Like, that must have been good. Randy Moss must have been real good. And I'm only at the age of 7 years old here. And then I fell in love with watching Randy Moss and wanted to be Randy Moss in the schoolyard. It all made sense. My dad was correct. Best wide receiver off the board that year. Best player off the board that year, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's crazy. I couldn't believe that we got him. And I actually wasn't watching the draft. I was like 15, 16 at the time. So I was out running errands with my mom and, come home and I turn it back on to see if the draft is still going. And it is, but I already passed our pick. So I'm kind of just watching it scroll by and seeing, okay, who do we get? Who do we get? And I see, I'm like, no way. No way. And I just barely learned who Randy Moss was before the draft because they were showing him a bunch like on ESPN and stuff. Like I wasn't watching any type of college football. I mean, I don't really watch a lot now, but I was watching even less then. But I just remember them talking about this wide receiver, Randy Moss. Randy Moss is. I was like, well, we have wide receivers, so I mean, there's no way he's gonna be a Viking and he'll get picked before us. But then I see it, that name scroll across the bottom. I'm like, I had to wait for it to come back again. Like, I did not just see what I saw. And did I see a wide receiver go before him?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that was crazy.
And it's so crazy.
Oh,
man. As I'm going on the Randy Moss thing, it's so crazy how people don't like small school prospects and like they're not going to be anything in the NFL. Like some of the greatest players of all time come from small schools. Randy Moss from Marshall University. They play someone in the MAC conference, the Mid-American Conference. So
well, it's usually after they get kicked out of the big school.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't Marshall kind of something of a school though before the plane wreck, and then they were rebuilding, and then Moss came along and he brought him right back? Isn't that how the story of Marshall went?
I mean, they weren't like New Mexico or something like that, but I mean, they were never a powerhouse either.
Thanks, George. Yeah.
So my favorite draft moment is when we missed putting our pick in. That was such a paper sack over my head moment. I sat there. I very rarely ever paid that much attention to the draft, but for some reason I was watching that one, and I was just like, as the other picks came in, my head just kept getting lower, and then we got a defensive tackle,
and you're happy.
Yeah, I was happy.
And that ended up working out pretty well for us. It's like people like to make fun of us for the team that missed their draft pick, but that turned into a guy who was up for the Hall of Fame this year and has a chance at getting in eventually. So, okay. Not a big deal.
We're playing the long game.
Apparently that wasn't our fault though. I think we were trying to do a trade with the Ravens, and then last minute they just did some BS. And then it was like, well, the Vikings, the time was ticking, and then they couldn't get the pick in time. So then they passed us, went to the next team. And then
I've heard that, Shaq, but I'm not buying it. I can't imagine the Ravens ever backing out on a trade. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I know. Not for at least 30 years or 20 years.
Not an organization like that would never.
Wait a minute, wasn't Rob Brzezinski part of that whole cold debacle?
I mean,
he might have been. He's been here for
over 20 years.
Imagine being the GM that messes up that bad in the draft, yet still selecting a Hall of Fame talent. And Kwesi's over here trading back, trying to get all these picks and not getting the right guy. That's crazy.
What's your moment, Shaq?
So my moment would be, I had two moments. I say my first moment would be the Justin Jefferson draft. Is when the Eagles picked Jalen Reagor ahead of him. I was telling my boy, I constantly talk about him, the Chiefs fan. I was at his house and we was watching the draft. I was a little hurt because that's the draft we traded Stephon Diggs. I was like, no matter who we get this draft, we still going to have other needs. And drafting Justin Jefferson is not going to fix the needs because we didn't really need a receiver until we got rid of Diggs, and then we made that a need. So it worked out for us. I'm grateful. But I was trying to win the Super Bowl. And then the other moment was where we got Stephon Diggs in the 5th round. I was at Target just doing some shopping. And at that time, they're going to show the picks. So it popped up on my phone. And I was like, oh, okay, we got Stephon Diggs from Maryland. Because I wanted him to go to USC, so I kept up with him. But he chose to stay in state. And then we finally got him, and it worked out for us. So, Those are my draft stories.
I like the Jefferson one because that was during COVID. And there was like no sports on TV, so that kind of gave us something to watch, and it was kind of cool because all the coaches were at their houses, and all the players were, and it kind of gave a different perspective and stuff. Like that was actually a really fun night to watch that draft, and I think that forever kind of changed the draft because now you see a lot more players do opt to stay at home, even first rounders. Like Fernando Mendoza said he's not going to the draft; he's going to be the number one pick. He said he's not going; he wants to be with his family for that moment. So kind of crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. When we drafted Jefferson, I was somewhat excited, but I was like, dang it! Like we got the wide receiver 2 from LSU. We got the guy that had 206 plus receiving yards in one game. Like, what else did he do though? And they're like calling him a slot receiver. It's like we really just need a slot receiver. And it turns out he ended up being probably the second or third best player in that draft.
Yeah, no, it's worked out pretty well to this point. But I get how Shaq was feeling. Like it's a wash. You know, we lost a receiver. Yeah, we gained one, but we just gained what we just lost. We didn't add on to what we did the previous year. So I give you. I mean, that's kind of how I was when we drafted Adrian Peterson. I was like, Chester Taylor just ran for over 1,000 yards. He looked good. Why are we taking a running back? We could have Brady Quinn.
Yeah, who else is on this team that we can say it's a wash? Or why are we taking that guy? Like, we need to do that again.
Rinaldi, those things are $10.99 now, by the way. But thank you for the $1. We do, and the shots. That's for draft night. That's not for night. We were just joking about all that. Fish has got to work. Cody's got birthday stuff to do. Shaq's got to work. I don't got to work.
I'll cash out your refund, Rinaldi.
No refunds. Thank you.
I will say this. It also gave us that draft moment when Jalen Rager got drafted and Zimmer and Spillman laughed.
Thank you, George.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. Yeah, that was fun. Like that's a video that gets played every year is showing that them Spillman laughing after they took Rager. Like, oh my gosh, they left him for us. My moment, I'm surprised it didn't get taken, and it's probably fair, and I'm probably cheating a little bit, but mine is when we drafted JJ McCarthy. And it's not because we drafted JJ McCarthy, it's because of us. And the moment, like, that was pure joy and excitement and fun. Like, it was a lot of anticipation, leading up to that moment, and we just kind of exploded and let go, and it made the rest of the night just awesome. Then they're like, oh, we moved up, we're picking Dallas Turner now. Like, however those players end up being, it doesn't matter. That'll be one of my most memorable draft moments, period.
I like it.
Yeah, that was an awesome one.
My honorable mention is the feeling we all had after we drafted Donovan Jackson.
I don't remember.
I did a quick 180 that night. I did a quick 180. I was pissed. I was mad. That took about 10 minutes, and I came back. I was like, all right, I understand the pick.
You were pissed and mad because Shaq jumped the gun.
That too. But
I was drunk.
He did jump the gun, but I just also mad like alignment. We waited all this time for alignment. I took like 10 minutes.
We got a guard. Then as time went by, I went the opposite direction. Keith, wait a minute, we drafted that motherfucker.
I forgot about that because I was too many shots in, and I seen the pick.
Keith was like, no spoilers. And Shaq, oh, we drafted a guard.
He didn't even say his name either. He didn't even say his name. He's leading that guard. Like, what?
I almost forgot about that. Thanks, Fish.
You're welcome.
Don't worry, I'll mute myself this time.
I'm moving you from the stage.
Like I did the 2023 draft. Because I know that everybody was off. I walked away from my computer for like 2 minutes the whole time, and then until they said Jordan Addison, and then you just hear me in the background scream, and I'm not even on camera.
Keith like this.
I was, and I
know.
And then they said it. And I came in, no mayonnaise boy or whatever, no Will Levis. That was fun too. Actually, that was a really fun one too.
You could see the pain in Drago's face even through that mask.
Even through the mask, like I saw sadness through the mask. Cody's was just kind of Cody wasn't as upset as Drago.
Cody was
He
doing
was a
this
little
with his
upset.
hat.
Yeah, I was
He's
worried.
like, all right, this might not be terrible, but damn, we need a quarterback.
That's how I feel right now still with Jordan Addison. It's not terrible. You know, it's there.
Well, as Fish also mentioned, it is Cody's birthday, so we are celebrating him. And like you said, there are some people out there not celebrating, and then that's the referees. And I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it, but apparently it's getting pretty serious. The collective bargain that the NFL and the referees have comes to an end May 31st. And as of right now, they appear far from a new deal. And the biggest issue, of course, is compensation. The NFL wants to offer them 6.5% annually raise, and they want more like 10% in marketing fees, whatever that is. Referees want marketing fees now too, plus a 10% raise every year. The NFL wants to put up better performance standards, and they want to have the ability to discipline and fire underperforming refs, and the referees don't want that. So just hearing that, I'm on the NFL side. Okay, maybe they need to budge on how much they get paid, because these guys get paid like $250,000 a year, which I actually thought was pretty low for the job they do and how much money the NFL makes. So I can back up the referees on the 10%. If that's what they want, let's give them that. But for the referees to say that they don't want to be held to performance standards and they don't want to be subject to discipline for underperforming, you're losing me there.
I almost want to think the NFL is kind of doing this on purpose with all these things because they want more replay, and that's what they're going to introduce is replay on a lot of these calls that are out there. So it kind of gets a feeling like, yeah, we're going to throw all these things at them. We know they're not going to want to sign on that agreement, but we want to see replay. So how do we get replay more in the game? Let's just do it this way and then see how it goes for a year. If it's terrible, we'll bring back the refs. That's how I feel like it is right now.
Well, I mean, and that's something that it's kind of trending towards, because right now the NFL is already recruiting replacement referees, which is mostly referees that, do smaller college games. And, they're getting them trained up and ready to go in case that they have to run with them. But they did put in a new rule this year where the NFL's officiating department in New York can correct clear and obvious misses by the officials that will significantly impact the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that only comes into play if they go with replacement refs. If we get our normal referees back, then that's not a thing, which I'm not going to lie, I don't hate it. Like I've always said, if we have the ability to get every call right, why not get every call right? But it does worry me that they could also use it to fix games, even though I don't think it's scripted. It's not scripted. I don't think it's scripted. It better not be scripted. But, it does put the ability to, kind of play with games a little bit more too. So what do you guys think if we do end up getting these replacement refs? Do you think that's going to have a significant impact on the season?
Nope.
No, I don't.
No?
Oh, very much. I remember last time we had replacement refs. They
We
were
didn't get rid of them, Fish.
all over the place.
We didn't get rid of them, Fish. We still got replacement refs.
I know, but I remember when the real refs came back, they were treated like conquering heroes walking out on the field. And I remember it was Ed Hockley who said, don't get too used to this. This is going to last for about 5 minutes. And then by the next game, everybody was screaming at the refs for doing shitty jobs. They need to hire full-time refs. I mean, these refs that they have are like attorneys and shit that are just doing this for the fun of it. They need to have full-time employed by the NFL refs that they can hold to a standard.
Well, see, now I don't know. I might have read this wrong, but I think the NFL does want that. But I don't think the referees want to give up their other careers they got going on because they're probably making more money doing that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They just scrap the whole thing. Hire full-time refs.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I mean, I was probably a young teenager when I first heard that referees had other jobs. I'm like, what do you mean? How is this not their only job? How are they not doing this all the time? Like, how you can go be a whole ass lawyer?
Mm-hmm. By the way,
So
Skol, Brian Peterson, on the 14 months, buddy. Good for you.
Oh,
Skol, Peterson.
So they know how to fix the games. That's why they had to be a lawyer.
Oh,
every year, the replacement refs were introduced in the NFL. The Minnesota Vikings made the playoffs. 2001, 2012. Now this year. Bring them on. Let's go to the playoffs.
I mean, that would feed into what Shaq said. Shaq said that we'd have a chance to win the Super Bowl with replacement refs.
Yeah.
Shaq, are you trying to say that outside money ain't made it to the replacement refs, so they'll call a fair game?
Hey, I mean,
allegedly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, just look out for a play or two on the Vikings. That's all we need is a play or two. That could change the game.
Mm-hmm. Truly is a game of inches.
So that is something to watch. I think they'll end up coming to a deal, but it just seems like they're very far apart and they have a month to get it done. Otherwise, we will probably see replacement refs at least through preseason.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. If they come to agreement, I want the refs and NFL to agree. If you call a shitty-ass flag, you deserve to be fined. That will stop refs from just being willy-nilly throwing the flag, because at the end of the day, we all got strict guidelines to do a job. When you mess up at your job, you get a warning, and then you get write-ups. The refs have no warnings or write-ups. They started doing little fines, but we need to get them to be a standard. If you're going to call a play a certain way, week one, call it throughout the season so the NFL could adjust, so the teams could adjust to how you're calling. Don't switch up mid-season, and now the teams have to adjust mid-season because it causes too much chaos.
I see. My thing is with that is there's always going to be human error. It's kind of like baseball and pitching, right? There's human error. It's close. You throw the flag, it's not the right call. They get fined, right? I think replay would help out a lot determining whether or not it's the right call or not.
Yeah, like we have the ability to get the calls right. Let's get them right.
Mm-hmm.
So, not a lot of news right now going on, but one thing NFL-wide that was kind of newsworthy was Dexter Lawrence. Reports say he wants out of New York, and suddenly one of the best interior defensive linemen in football could be available. He's 28 years old. He's entering his 8th season, coming off a down year following an injury, but the year before that was probably his best season. He likely wants out because of money. Right now, he's the 11th or 12th highest paid interior defensive lineman, so he probably wants to get closer to that top 5 money. So saying that, I already know money's going to be a problem, for us to even have this conversation. But like we always say, if they want it, they can make it work. So let's forget the money for a second. What is your guys' interest in bringing in Dexter Lawrence?
Mine's so high that I'd offer a first-round pick for him. You are not going to get that much talent from this year's draft by picking 18 and getting Caden McDonald when you can just go out and get Dexter Lawrence and try to make it work for the money, right? Plus, you're going to be paying him a little extra money, more than what you'd be paying Caden McDonald, just because you're already getting a really superstar player in Dexter Lawrence.
What do you think about it, Fish? Because I know, like, maybe 2 seasons ago, we kind of talked about the possibility of trading for Dexter Lawrence, and we were talking, man, I will give 2 first-round picks to make that happen. Where are you at with it now?
I think I'm out. I mean, we've got Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins, and, he's just going to be a stud. I mean, we don't need Dexter Lawrence. We got Dexter Lawrence at home.
I mean,
and there's Unc, my spirit animal, us Kentucky boys. I don't know, man. In the last couple of years, I've become more wary of the money. And, would I love to have just a lockdown blue chip? Hell yes. He's already proven himself. Defensive tackle on this team. Yeah, but at some point we got to save money. At some point we've got to save money. And I mean, I'd be happy if we got him, but I wouldn't me personally, I wouldn't actually go after it. I'm not as excited about it as I was 2 years ago.
What about you, Shaq? I mean, he's really good on 4th and 8s.
Yeah, definitely good on 4th and 8s. I'll say we'll have to get rid of Gennard, and he wants close to $30 million. I'm pretty sure Rob Brzezinski and his other homie that we hired to do the cap could figure out a way to get him to fit our cap space for the years. So I'll do it, but that would mean we will have to win a Super Bowl within this year or next year, guaranteed.
You twisted my arm, Shaq.
If it's a guaranteed Super Bowl, then yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm not guaranteed that we win the Super Bowl, but it has to be a guarantee that the Vikings as a collective are going all in. It had to be within these 2 years because it's going to get real hectic if we don't go to the Super Bowl these 2 years.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I'm where Fish was at. I was excited about it a couple years ago. I was down do 2 first-round picks, but with him being 28, which I know is not that old, but that old comes pretty quick. Like he's like already almost 30, and he wants to be paid close to $30 million. And actually, it sounds like the draft ask has come down tremendously. Like people are saying a 2nd-round pick and maybe a day 3 pick. So it's really not even the draft capital for that. I think about it, but when you also got to pay him $27 million, he does have an injury that he's coming off of, maybe a decline. Like I'm already getting like Jonathan Allen and Hargrave vibes. Like I get he's a way better player than them, but I'm just already thinking about that. Like we're getting excited about what a guy has done before. And I think, Cody, you said you would rather go that route than go with like McDonald. I would 100% rather go with McDonald than go with Dexter Lawrence. I mean, you got that guy for 5 years on the cheap. And younger.
I'm just looking at it like, so we got Greenard on the team, right? He's making what, 21 mil? And he wants a pay raise. Like, what would you rather have? Paying Greenard the pay raise what he wants? Or would you rather go out and get Dexter Lawrence at the 25 mil? Have Greenard at 25 mil or Dexter Lawrence at 25 mil? Like, what would you want more? Because I mean,
that's actually a really tough question because I want to say Dexter Lawrence, I really do, but I'm not one that is fully sold on Dallas Turner. If I was fully sold that Dallas Turner could be that guy and go out there and maybe get 12, 13 sacks this season, I could probably buy in. But I mean, I wouldn't want to pay Grenard that money either. Like I'd rather flip him for a 2nd-round pick and a day 3 pick.
And then you get
and draft defensive tackle and draft edge. Like just give me 2 young guys.
It's like an interesting thing to talk about. Like, I mean, you're going to be, if Grenard stays on the team, he's going to get paid,
Yeah. It's the fact that do you want the talent now or do you want to develop the talent for 2-3 years?
Yeah. So
that's
I don't think it's going to happen.
But
I definitely had to bring it to the table. I don't think it's going to happen. And another trade that's probably not going to happen, but I actually heard someone bring it up on the way home from work today, was for a running back. And that's Achane.
Bijan Robinson? Oh.
No, not yet. But Achane. Would you guys be interested in trading for Achane, knowing that you're probably going to have to pay him too? And I think you're probably looking at the $14 to $15 million a year.
It depends on the pick.
So what they floated was a 3rd and 5th.
100%. Then I can see Aaron Jones. He can be part of that package deal, and they'll save us $4 million off the $10, $15 million hit we're going to face.
Rinaldi, I get you want to draft a running back, but this is still a young top flight running back. Like, it's not going out and getting Aaron Jones. I would definitely do this.
Yeah, 100%.
And, give him that 3-year, $45 million, 2 years guaranteed, whatever. Make that work. You're being quiet, Fish.
I don't know enough about Achane. I really don't.
Yeah.
So I can't speculate. I don't. He doesn't stick out to me. It's not like I see him on highlight reels or nothing. So I don't know how good he is.
He's really good.
He's really, really good.
Is he a power back? Is he speed? What is he?
Speed
He's
guy.
a poor
Speed
man
guy.
Gibbs. Poor man Gibbs.
He's
Not that poor though. Like,
yeah, not that.
he's like he's a well-off Gibbs, I'd say. He ain't a poor man Gibbs.
All right, let me say it like this. How much would he be getting a year?
14, 15.
I don't want to give no damn running back no $14 or $15 million a year until KOC proves he's going to run the freaking ball more than 12 times a game.
He's a good pass catcher too.
I don't care. Until KOC demonstrates that he's going to use the run, I don't want to get that committed.
How much are we paying Mason and Aaron Jones together?
Less than 14.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, at least half. Like, I would take Achane at double their thing, 2 combined contracts, than them 2 on the team. It's half the contract.
I'd be interested in it. Like, again, not saying I think it's going to happen, but I would be interested in it. I'd be interested in it. Except, I mean, there's some enticing running backs in this draft, I guess, but none of them are going to be Achane that we can get.
I wonder what the Rams want for Blake Corum.
JJ McCarthy.
I'll do it.
I'm about to say, would you do that? Would you trade JJ McCarthy for Blake Corum right now?
Yes.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Yes, I would. Straight up. I even give him a 7th round pick. We got an extra.
And, without a GM, we probably aren't really making a trade. And that's what I kind of wanted to touch on next. That as of right now, the Wolves have stayed true to the word that they're really not doing anything regarding the GM until after the draft. They got no interviews yet, no names in mind, and don't plan to ramp up the process till after the draft. And this is direct orders from the ownership, and they're going to put together a small advisory group, which includes Kevin O'Connell. So it's kind of interesting that I think Kevin O'Connell is going to have a chance to pick the new boss. And as of right now, there's no clear favorites. And the word is that Rob B is not just going to be fast-tracked into this thing. They're just honestly waiting until after the draft. When we first heard that this was going to be the route they're going, we thought that this is crazy. Like, it's unheard of. What are they thinking? This is stupid. Now that we've been doing it for like 3 months and you kind of see where they're going with it, have you kind of come around on their strategy, or is it still stupid?
Still crazy. Stupid. Rudderless. No command. Oh, KOC's on this group that's going to give advice. Nah, he's going to make the calls. KOC's going to be the front man. He's the name everybody knows. He's going to be like, no, this is the guy I want. Give him to me. And the fact that we do not have a general manager is
I kind of like what they're doing with it, because you bring in a new GM before the draft, before free agency, that GM's going to want to try to fix every single hole on this team right away, right? Just to keep his job going forward. So he's going to want to spend all this money, and it's money that we didn't have, right? And especially going to the future. So I like the Rob B's cautious approach to this. He's like, the team is good enough to make the playoffs. All right, we were 3 quarterbacks away and 26 different offensive linemen away. Like, as long as that one quarterback piece can stay healthy throughout the year and not switch into that third quarterback, we have a really good chance at making the playoffs. We're a half game out last year. So they see that this team doesn't have many holes. It just needs to be filled with a little bit of gaps here and there. And I like the cautious approach. Overspin because you think you need to fix this team right off the rip. Like, just spend what you can, get talent, get the talent versus the money going forward. I like what Rob B is doing. And as long as he sticks to what Kevin O'Connell says during the draft, he's going to be the GM.
Yeah, I've kind of grown to like what they're doing. At first, of course, okay, Quasi's out. Who's next? I need to know who's next. What are they going to go out there and make a splash? Okay, no splash came. So now it's time to settle down, get back into reality. And this is going to give whatever GM they end up hiring kind of like a red shirt year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just going to really come in and kind of evaluate instead of coming in to, okay, like Cody said, I got to clean house. I got to fix this and do this. Oh, and I got to do this draft. And if the draft fails and I'm already on the hot seat, like, no, you're coming in and you're kind of observing and like, hey, I'm not coming here just trying to change the place. I'm coming in here to see how you do things, and trying to learn what you do. And then I'll start changing things. So I'm kind of okay with this approach. It's unorthodox, but the way that we've been doing things hasn't been working either. So I'm okay with trying something new here. Do you believe that Rob B isn't being fast-tracked to be the GM, though? Because I feel every time I hear Brzezinski talk, he's sounding more and more like a GM and less like a money guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of winning me over. I'm not going to lie. I was totally out on it. And again, that might have been because I wanted the big splashy thing. Go give me a young hotshot from the Seahawks or the Eagles. That's what I want. Bring them in. Let's do what they're doing. I didn't want to give Rob a chance, but hearing him talk and his philosophies on things, he's kind of growing on me. Shaq?
I think you're just easy. I feel like with Rob B, he's gonna have to prove it to me. Like, right. I done seen Rick Spielman. Now, I don't hate Rick Spielman as much as I say I do, because he did give us some of our best players like Adrian Peterson, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, and all that. But it's just like, you can't just give Vikings the highs. You also gotta give us the mid over the lows, because it's those lows in between those high draft picks that stop us from being consistently in the playoffs, that stop us from going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we get a Hall of Fame player here or there, but we also need better role players that's going to get us to the Super Bowl, that's going to get us through these playoff games. So I'm all for it, but he's got to prove it through the draft, through free agency, and through trades. Those are the three ways to build a team. And if you can't build your team through those three ways, then who's next man up?
All right. But I mean, like you said, he's got to prove it. Okay, that's fair. Everybody's going to have to prove it, no matter who they hire. Like, someone's going to have to prove it. I'm just saying that I actually see him as a legit option now. Whereas when they first said he's the one in charge, I was disgusted by it. I don't think I'm easy. Maybe a little bit.
I think it's we go look back at previous offseasons in the Questy, it was just roster turnover. It feels like Rob B's like, hold on, let's not completely wipe this roster. Let's not turn it over so much. Let's see what we got heading into this next year. We are half a game out from the playoffs. We played with 3 different quarterbacks and was still half game out from the division, right? Like, let's just see what we got right here instead of turning the roster over again with fucking 19 different players or 27 new starters, right? Let's see what we got and see if we can't repeat. But this time, let's keep 1 or 2 quarterbacks under center.
And
you know what? All this bullshit. You know what this sounds like? We're doing a front office competitive rebuild. That's exactly what it said. We're just easing into it. Oh my God. Just make the fucking call. Get a guy in. If he's got to shake stuff up because some stuff ain't right for us to win a Super Bowl, I don't wait till next year. You see all these grays? I might not have next year. Turn things on its head. Do the right thing. Start now. I mean, he sounds like a GM.
But like Cody said, we don't need to go and restart. We have a good roster. We have a good thing going. We don't need someone to come up and, you know what, but this is not my vision.
Okay, what's this vision got us the last 10 years? One NFC championship appearance.
Who's?
I mean, but I'm just saying this vision, whatever it is, you know, we haven't had. We want somebody who's had success. We need to see what that success looks like, and by success, I mean Super Bowl. We need to see what that looks like because obviously we don't because we can't win a playoff game.
Or we can get 27 new players on this team and draft another J.J. McCarthy.
We possibly could.
Like, I just like keep what you got right now. See what happens.
And I'm not against them doing the interviews and seeing if there's a better man for it. All I'm saying is I actually see Rob Brzezinski as a legit GM candidate, whereas 3 months ago, not even close.
I mean, he is a candidate, and he's got to sound more like a GM because that's exactly what he's doing right now. And he's interviewing. Every interview that he's doing on TV right now is an interview for the job.
Yeah.
So, and that's fair. I'm just saying a decision needed to be made. Stop swearing, Fish. A decision needed to be made earlier. Okay, if it's going to be Rob, it's going to be Rob. If it's going to be somebody else, it's got to be somebody else. We can't just mealy-mouth around. Time waits for no man, and when time is the one thing when you lose it, you can never get it back.
Preach.
And we're losing time by waiting till after the draft, by easing into it, by not doing – and we're not doing nothing. There's nothing going on other than we're on autopilot with the rudder on the ship right now until the draft.
I don't think we're rudderless. I really don't.
Yeah. I think Kwesi was rudderless. He lost. What was that? Something came out.
He was just pushing us towards the waterfall, Cody. He had a rudder.
Oh, I don't think
I hear that sound, but that's way off in the distance. We're fine.
I don't think he was pushing anybody with the report that came out and why he got fired. Right, it finally came out. He had no leadership. There's zero leadership from Kwesi. So maybe Rob.
So was the captain of the Titanic, Cody.
I will say there's one way he can win me over. And that's by fucking these picks and going to get Jeremiah Love.
I called it. I already called it.
Okay, maybe I'm easy too, Keith. What can I say?
Gary. They didn't even have to buy you a drink.
You know what, Shaq? If he did that, I would change my mind a bit too. Fine.
Sometimes you tell people what you want, and if you get it, they get what you they get the panties. As simple as that.
He does have a draft philosophy that you might be interested in, because in the interview he was kind of asked about the philosophy in drafting, and I think his answer was pretty interesting. He said that, drafting for need instead of drafting the best player is the biggest reason that players fail, because when you're drafting a player for need, you're expecting them to come in and fill that hole right now instead of having a chance to develop. And you're taking a player who maybe wasn't the best player that could help your team, but he was a need for your team. Right, Michael Fish?
Mm-hmm. And that causes you to reach.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Cody who said drafting for need keeps you drafting for need.
Am I drafting for need? I am drafting for best player available at our needs.
I don't. If Carnell Tate is there at 18, I'm picking Carnell Tate. I don't give a shit. I'm picking the best player. That's all.
I mean, we need defensive tackle. We need a cornerback. We need safety. So it's highly likely at 18, the best player available will be at that position, one of those positions.
Well, he wouldn't be the best player available at the time. But if, let's say Carnell Tate is there at 18, are you going Caden McDonald or are you going Carnell Tate?
I mean, who else is there?
Probably Thieneman probably be there. They're your safety, Caden McDonald, your defensive tackle, cornerback, possibly Jermon McCoy.
All right. You're making up scenarios, and I don't like that. So let's go ahead and make up some scenarios. What is your dream pick at 18?
Oh, it's
be wild with it.
I'm gonna say it's Caleb Downs. That's the dream pick at 18. Caleb Downs is the dream pick. And for the nightmare pick is selecting either the other two safeties that are supposed to go in the first round, like people are saying, is my nightmare pick. I'm not selecting a safety just because you have to select a safety because that is a position of need. And it's Thieneman and it's EMW up there. I'm not taking them just for that reason.
Damn. You got hot with that one. Like, you went chalk, which I was going to go chalk too, to say that my dream scenario is Caleb Downs falls to 18. Like, we didn't even have to trade up. We didn't have to give up anything. He just falls to us at 18. But then you say your nightmare would be taking Thieneman or EMW?
Yep,
that's crazy. That's crazy. That's hot. That's hot.
I just don't want to face that situation we had in 22 where we had a shot at the best player on the board in Kyle Hamilton, but we went with the second best safety. I don't want to do that. I don't want to pick the second best safety. If he's not the best player at his position at that time, I don't want to pick it.
In retrospect, he might have been the 22nd best safety.
Yeah.
What about you, Shaq? What's your draft dream at 18?
Since I'm gonna go a different option. Since Cody took Caleb Downs, I'm gonna go Jermon McCoy. He showed that he's healthy, and since he was healthy, he showed that he could play at an elite level, playing in the SEC. Shout out to the SEC fans out there. Nightmare scenario, I'll say trading out of the first round. That is a nightmare scenario for me.
That's a good one.
Because I feel like if we do that, then I feel like we just get in depth and not starters with the picks.
Bob Sweet says Hitman's coming back anyway. I'm sorry. Harrison Smith is welcome to come back in my book, but that does not stop me from doing anything that I was going to do if he doesn't come back in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
You got a draft dream, Fish, at 18?
Big, fat, ugly guy, McDonald. Finally, just get that first-round defensive tackle, a real legit defensive tackle, somebody that we know is going to come in and be an anchor. And even if he's not a sack machine, just a powerhouse, can just keep that middle stout. In my nightmare scenario, I'm going to go one step further than Cody, drafting any safety in the first round. And even if they turn out to be good, 4 years down the road, having to dedicate that type of money to the safety position to keep them when you really shouldn't have to do all that. That's going to take away from the defense as a whole, having a big contract at safety.
Damn, I wasn't expecting a safety hate on safety night. we might need to change the topic. Hey, Jay, that's a good one, man. Mansour Delane at 18. That'd be a great one. I feel like I haven't heard much about Delane like this past month, maybe. Like, I feel like maybe is the hype dying a little bit on him, or is it foregone conclusion he's going in top 10?
Right now he's going top 10 in a lot of mock drafts. Like they got him as the best corner.
And to the Minnesota Vikings organization, if somebody just happens to see this video, mark my words, if y'all don't draft a defensive tackle in the first 4 rounds this year, I'm contacting Morgan & Morgan. I'm done playing.
In the first 4 rounds, all right, I can get with that. I'm going with Cody. Mine is Caleb Downs. That's the dream scenario, and we don't have to trade up for him. Like, we get to keep all of our picks. We still got 4 in the top 100. I'm just kind of baffled by all the safety hate, and it's not just you guys. They're agreeing with you in the chat, and I couldn't be further from it. I want a safety in the first round. There are ways around it, and we will talk about that as the show goes on, because tonight is safety night, and Shaq is gonna school us on that a little bit. But Shaq gave me a nightmare, and it would be trading out of the first round. I'm down to trade up in the first round. But yeah, if we end up trading out of this first round, I'd be terribly disappointed.
And don't forget the shots we're gonna be drinking.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be fucked up.
I just think with safety, you can get a good player that is just not as talented as what Thieneman and EMW are, but they're really close talent-wise. You can still get those guys in the second through the fourth round. That's why I don't want to select one of the two other safeties that's outside of downs.
So we are going to talk safeties tonight. Before we actually get into the 5 that we got picked out, I don't even know if I can ask this question now. Where is the priority of safety at in this draft, in your opinion, Michael Fish?
I'm pretty warm on Halsey. Like, get somebody in that early third round. I think that's where he's projected to go. Yeah, we need a safety. I just think that we have. It looks like Hitman's coming back, right, for one more year. It looks like it. His absence from all the retirement stuff that should have happened by now. So I think that if he stays on for one more year, we don't need a bona fide stud this year. We just need a good one that can be on his side and maybe become a stud after he leaves. So, no, I don't want to be like, oh, well, in the 6th round, the Vikings drafted a safety and we're putting all our hopes and dreams on him. No, I just feel like about the 3rd round could get it for us.
What about you, other safety hater, Cody? Like, where is safety at on the priority?
So my safety priority, I think it's the second position of need that this team needs. So like if I see we're at pick 18, Caden McDonald's still on the board, Thieneman's still on the board, EMW still on the board, I'm going to go after the weakest position that we have, and I think Caden McDonald's BPA also. I'm going to go defensive tackle. So I have defensive tackle as number 1, and then safety at number 2. I'd rather go after a guy that's dominant like McDonald is instead of getting the second best safety in the draft.
This is going to be interesting. What about you, Shaq? Where's the priority for you on safety?
I'm pretty much just like I agree with Cody. It's the secondary need. Well, the second need of the team. I'm just not going defensive tackle as the primary. I'm going as cornerback. It's still our primary need. If you look at our division, there's not that many run teams in our division. Most of them are going to try to throw their way out to beat you. You got the Packers, you got the Bears, and then you got the Lions. Yeah, they run the ball, but they more so going to try to beat you with their quarterbacks. So if we could stop their receivers from catching the ball, force them to run the ball, make them one-dimensional that way, then I like our chances.
Well, Shaq, last year, the vaunted Detroit Lions proved that the other way was how you beat them. If you stop their run, they can't throw.
Mm-hmm. You were talking Josh Jacobs and Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Minogue, and DeAndre Swift is in this division. I'm going to say defense tackle, man.
Cornerback and safety are the 2 highest priority to me. And I really don't care which order they take it, but that's what I want first and second round.
I will say McDonald had
getting gashed by the run. Well, Shaq thinks we only play teams in our division.
Shit. Won your division.
That's the thing, Shaq. You could beat your division and still miss the playoffs.
That's true. That is true.
Who was the last cornerback we took in the first round that worked for the Vikings? Xavier Rhodes?
Xavier Rhodes.
My boy. All right, well, let's get into these safeties. Shaq, who's the first one you want to talk about tonight?
The first one I want to talk about is Caleb Downs from Ohio State. I don't think he's on the list. Not
He's
tonight.
not on the list, but I think would any of us be mad if Caleb fouled to 18 and we took him?
No, not at all.
The only reason I bring him
what
up,
I just said, but yes, if he fell to 18 and we decided to do something stupid like trade back or whatever,
you'd be pretty upset.
I'd be. Yeah, you'd be hitting that censor button for Spotify, man.
So the reason I did bring up Downs is because out of all the safeties in this draft class, he is the most complete that can play free safety, strong safety in the box as a linebacker. So, but of course, with abilities like that, you clearly deserve to go top 15 and not fall down to 18 where we're picking. But safety is a weird position where it could fall, so you never know. But the first safety I will be talking about is Genesis Smith from Arizona. He is 22 years old, 6'2", 202 pounds. He's projected to go second or third round. He is the best, I'll say, free safety I will be talking about tonight. In his career, he has 164 tackles, 5 interceptions, 14 pass deflections, and he had forced 4 fumbles. His strengths are his instincts and football IQ. He reads QB's eyes well. He anticipates route concepts, and he's rarely out of positions. He's versatile. He can play deep safety, box, or slot. The only problem is when he's closer to the line of scrimmage, he does tend to miss a lot of tackles. So it's better if he played back free safety role, covering receivers rather than having him attack the running back or blitzing. He's a solid tackler. He can take good angles to get to the ball carrier while in space. He has good ball skills, and he's consistent. Some negatives I noticed, he doesn't really wow you with anything. He's not the fastest or the biggest safety or the most physical, but he's more good at everything than nothing.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Pretty much. The games you can watch is against Utah and against Oregon. Why he fits? He has a high IQ, and in B-flow defense, that's one major thing. If you want to play early, you got to know what's going on. And if you know what's going on, then B-flow can move you around and have you play a lot of different positions. He's versatile, can move around. He's a reliable tackler, and he can disguise coverage roles.
Yeah, I like him as in the pass game. In the run game, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Ivan Pace, whereas he can take good angles, good pursuit. He can get to the ball, but if he has to make the tackle by himself, I don't know that he's gonna make it. Like he needs the gang tackles.
I see Gil brought up Cam Bynum. That's kind of who he remind me of. A good deep safety, but when it comes down to make tackles and do the safety part of your job or the tackling part of your job, you shouldn't be relying on him.
That's a good one, Unc. It's not coming up. There it is.
I like Genesis Smith, but I don't like him as much as I like Treydon Stukes. I think Treydon Stukes is the better safety in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be okay with Genesis. The second, third round projection, I can't get there. Fourth round, and we had a good 1 through 3, and we didn't take a safety yet, and he's there in the fourth. All right, you can get me on that one. He does
Next
got room
safety.
to add weight.
Yeah, I mean, if he just work on his tackling, I'd be more impressed with him. But he's pretty much they're going deep. He can swat the ball or make sure the pass don't get behind him type of safety. Next safety we have is a guy I hold true and dear to my heart, Kamari Ramsey from USC. 6 feet, 195 pounds to 202. He is a hybrid nickel / safety with instincts. He plays very physical. Basically, he's a utility knife for B-flow. He offers true hybrid versatility. He can play the slot, box safety, and he can play split safety. He's comfortable rotating pre and post snap, and he also could disguise coverages. He has great instincts. He's rarely out of position. And I like that he has heart. When he goes to make a play, he don't care if he gets ran over or if if it's like a fullback or a tight end, he will try to his best of his ability to get the tackle. One major thing about him is B-Flow likes to blitz, and he does give us that ability to blitz.
I will say this, that is a very different looking 202 pounds versus Genesis Smith's 202 pounds.
Yeah, this guy looks like a linebacker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about with safeties, like with getting Thiedemann or EMW. I think Kamari Ramsey is just as good as they are. I think if you selected Thiedemann or EMW in the first round, you could have had Kamari Ramsey in the second and got the same sort of guy, that same sort of talent, and wouldn't have to reach for a pick like in that safety. So Kamari Ramsey, in my opinion, I think he is tied for the second best safety in this draft. And why not get the second best safety in this draft in the second round instead of getting the second best safety in this draft in the first round?
Oof.
And if you notice, like he's literally always around the ball, whether it be in the backfield or close to the player tackling.
This kid's a football player.
Mm-hmm.
Games you can watch him against Oregon, against Washington, and then you could watch when he played on UCLA against USC. So that's probably why USC saw him and decided to try to scout him from UCLA.
It's not really scouting. UCLA did the scouting, but yeah. Iowa, this is gonna be a good play.
Yeah, we don't have quarterbacks in Iowa, so you can take this one off the list.
It was actually a closer game than I thought. That quarterback was actually pretty nice. He's more mobile than throwing.
Yeah, he's just a mobile guy.
So why he
like
fits
him in the third round?
Why he fits? He's a hybrid DB. He has blitz ability, can cover slot and tight ends, and has a high IQ to disguise and heavy blitz schemes.
So Fish, how do you feel when you hear that? He's a hybrid. He does all kinds of things. He's a Swiss Army knife. How does that make you feel?
Like we need to stick him back as safety and just let him do his thing. I mean, I think he could just be a good safety in the league, and that's all we need. We don't need all that hybrid stuff.
He could take Metella's role.
Does not like positionless football.
He's better than Metellus.
No,
there's going to come a point in time where Brian Flores is no longer our defensive coordinator, and we might need to have some people who are just really good at their position for the next guy that comes along.
So I will say his best position will be nickel.
Nickel next.
Jay, do I not like Swiss Army knife players? I do, kind of, but like Fish said, I like him in the B Flores system because that's kind of how he operates. So it's good that you could do all that stuff. But if it does come down to where he's not our defensive coordinator, and you're kind of like I said about Genesis, you're a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Like you do everything, pretty good, but what do you do great? And like we saw Metellus have to play safety, and it was a disaster, and that's his position.
Yeah, at least Ramsey can actually play safety.
Yeah,
well, that is true. That is true. But I mean, I like defensive backs, and I want elite defensive backs. I want elite safeties, and I want elite cornerbacks doing what cornerbacks and safeties do. You know, it's cool to have a guy like a Metellus on your roster and to be kind of that third safety out there that, you know, he can do all these other stuff. That's cool. But my 2 starting safeties, I want them to play safety. And I'm not saying Ramsey is Metellus. I do think Ramsey could play safety. Who's next?
Next, we have AJ Halsley from LSU, 6 feet, 215. He is a true strong safety. LSU used him at free safety, but he's better at strong safety. He is an aggressive ball hawking safety with a downhill mentality, and he has a lot of turnover production.
Mm-hmm.
Strengths, ball production. He has 10 interceptions, 19 pass deflection, and forced 4 fumbles. He tracks the ball well in the air. He jumps routes aggressively. He is a true playmaker, not just a defender. He reads QB's attentions quickly. He breaks on throws when he sees it. He trusts his eyes. He brings physicality, aggressive downhill player. He will hit and set the tone. Active and run support. And he has range to cover sideline to sideline. He also brings high motor, and he plays with urgency.
Skol, Alex.
Some negatives about him, though, is he can be a little over aggressive and taking pursuit angles, and he might jump a route a little too early sometimes. Like if it's a play action. Games you can watch is against Texas, Oklahoma, or we can even watch the game against USC.
That one hurt?
Not really because we won.
I like him. This is my safety 3.
Tell you what, we catch him at 49, I wouldn't be mad.
Depends what we do at 18, but that's kind of where I'm at. Like my ideal scenario, that happens.
So like you guys were saying, I know yesterday I want a true safety. So he is a true strong safety. He probably will struggle a little if we had to ask him to cover deep, but anything short, intermediate, or in the box, he's perfect for. As long as we got him going forward, I like the idea of having him.
Yeah, I heard teams were trying to convert him into a linebacker if they picked him up.
And that's
bad decision.
That's the problem with it. Mm-hmm. That's usually the problem with this safety class, though. Is like a lot of the safeties in this draft class are hybrids. They're either going to be strong safety or that Metellus. Basically, think of a Metellus draft.
He's a big safety. That's a big boy.
215. I love the sound of that.
And that's coming into the draft. He can put on some more weight.
Yeah, I really like him. I feel like we do kind of need more of a free safety, but
we do. There's not many.
But yeah, I know. But I mean, like Fish said, at 49, and let's say we got Avion Terrell at 18. That'd be a great draft for me right there. Those first 2 picks.
I'd be all right with that.
I like the comp of Jamal Adams, the big safety who got transitioned, after his rookie contract into a linebacker role. I just hope he doesn't. I hope he balls out like a Jamal Adams, but I hope after he gets paid, he doesn't fall off like Jamal Adams.
We're close. Unc. I got him 3.
I would say Joey Broner 2.0.
Joey Brown 2.0. Maybe. Or Hitman 2.0. He could be a hitman. I mean, he's not going to cover like Harry did. But the 10 interceptions and 4 forced fumbles. Turnover machine. I like it. What we got next?
Next we have, it was a tough decision. I'm still debating on this, Keith, but I'm going to go with it. We got Dylan Dieneman. From Oregon. I'm gonna get used to saying his name eventually. So he's 22 years old, 6 feet, 201 pounds, projected to go first round. He is the free safety, strong safety hybrid. He transferred from Purdue to Oregon. He has 8 interceptions, 14 pass deflections, and 2 sacks. His best traits is he has great instincts. Another safety with great instincts to read the field, know what the quarterback's doing. He ran a great 40. He ran that 4.35, 4.36 at the 40-yard the combine. So, he has speed. He's not one of those slow safeties. He has true sideline to sideline range. He could play single high or split safety. Single high meaning he'd be the only safety in the deep of the backfield, not the backfield, but deep safety, only one covering by himself. He has great ball skills and production. He tracks the ball naturally, like a cornerback would. He's a good tackler and has great run support. And his weaknesses are he doesn't have really good size for the position. Games you can watch against Ohio State, against Michigan, and you can watch his game against Iowa.
This is my safety too, and I've taken him at 18. I know Cody doesn't like that. I know Fish doesn't like that. I'm pretty sure Shaq doesn't like that. But at 18, I'm taking him.
I mean, I don't love it. I like it, but I don't love it.
I get it. Like I said, Halsey at 449. Like, okay, that's good. That's a good pick. But I think he adds something that Halsey does. Halsey's a big time hitter, big tackler. Think this guy covers the whole field.
Yeah, he's a free safety. Well, he can play free safety. So the only other safety I talked about is Genesis Smith. Those are only 2 safeties that can actually cover deep. The other ones you have to have them close to the line of scrimmage to really utilize their skill set.
I still can't get behind him at 18. I can get behind him early second round. I can't get behind him at 18. I'm looking at what the Kyle Hamilton, right? You got this year you have Caleb Downs, arguably one of the best players like Kyle Hamilton was. And the other 2 safeties to go in the first round in 22 were Jaquan Brisker, who's a free agent now, and Lewis Seen, who's no longer in the NFL, right? So I have a hard time picking him at 18. I go early second round, right after pick 32, sure. I just don't think he's a first round talent.
Well, when you watch his 2024 tape, if you watch his 2024 tape, it's better than his 2025 tape.
I don't know that that's a resounding endorsement, Shaq.
Yeah, it happens. If you look at my boy Derek Stingley, his last year at LSU was not as good as his second or first year at LSU. So it happens. Sometimes players take a step back. It could be due to coaching changes or injuries or a number of things.
Or changing schools.
Yeah. So I wouldn't
He
hate
still
the
had
pick.
96 tackles last year as a safety.
And they did move him closer to the box. So they tried to be more versatile with him last year than in 2024.
I'd be extremely happy with him at 18. And your last
And
one?
last but not least, we have Emmanuel McNeil Warren from Toledo. 22 years old, 6'4". Good God, that's a tall safety. 201 pounds. He is a strong and he's a box safety. 8 interceptions, 13 pass deflections, 11 tackles for loss. I like that. That means, he's constantly in the backfield. Beeful will love that too. What he brings to the game is he brings physicality and run support. We was talking about earlier. Well, we got all these running backs and Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, and whoever the Bears running back is. I can't think of their names right now. Swift and the guy from Rutgers.
Brisker?
Brisket. No, Kyle Manunga.
Oh, you said running back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. I got to stop you just for a second while I put the clip on just for the first clip.
Got you.
Oh.
Yeah,
Continue.
Continuing. So he has strong downhill presence. He attacks ball carriers aggressively. He is reliable in the box. He is one of the best run support safeties in this draft class. He has good wrap-up tackling. He's not just going to try to come and lay the boom. He takes good angles in space. He's a consistent finisher. Versatile again. A lot of these safeties are versatile. So he plays in the box, nickel or slot. He has great blitz ability. He times his blitzes well. Explosive closing speed. And he could disrupt plays behind the line of scrimmage. This is probably going to be B-Flow's favorite trait about him. He also has a high effort and always around the ball, plays with the edge. His weaknesses are, though, is we can't really use him as a free safety often. You can't really use him as a man coverage against quick receivers. And he can be overly aggressive, which can lead to flags if you don't contain it. Games you can watch is against Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin. Why he fits? He's perfect for the box safety for Florida's system. His blitz ability, he is a tone setter, and he will help the run defense immediately.
Just like Thieneman, I like them. I just don't like them at 18.
I like Thieneman at 18. EMW, not so much. I mean, maybe still in the first round if this is a scenario where we trade back a little bit. I still want to pick up a fourth rounder in this draft. So, I mean, if we could trade back the low 20s and pick up a fourth and then get this guy, okay.
Your nightmare.
It's just crazy. Like, it's crazy for how tall he is. Like, you wouldn't think that he's a good run stopper, but I think that's probably what he does best. Like, he's a great tackler. Like, you would think he's too tall, but he gets low, like he's bendy.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alex just brought it up. I think you were just about to answer it, but Alex just brought it up. And what do you say to people that say, well, he played at Toledo?
He played Ohio State.
He played competition just because he played Toledo. Some of these small schools have to play all these big schools. That's how they get their money. Like, you know, if you look at the SEC, look at all the teams the SEC usually play week 0 or week 1. They playing all these random schools just to get they play some reps, see what they're gonna do. So yeah, they might not play at one of these Power 5 schools, but when they do play one of these big teams, they show up, and that's what matters. And to answer Jay's question, I don't want to be biased, but I gotta give it to my boy Kamari Ramsey. It's like, yeah, he's not gonna be a perfect free safety, but he brings heart to the game. Like, he's not scared of nothing. Even if the play is bigger than him, he's gonna try everything in his power to get that ball carrier down. And he's basically a coach's best friend because he has good instincts. And think about if Metellus played at his best all the time. Yeah, we like to poo-poo on Metellus because he does all these awful plays. But Metellus do have a good plays here and there. Think about if Metellus made those plays more often, and that's what you get in Kamari Ramsey. Or with any of these safeties, honestly, because they all hybrid safeties that can replace Josh Metellus more than they will replace Harrison Smith. Unfortunately, it's not that many safeties in this draft class who could one-for-one replace Harrison Smith because Harrison Smith is just that good.
And it's crazy for the safety position in drafts, right? The safety position is draft a guy that you go out in top 10. Out of the 26 safeties since the year 2000 that were drafted in the first round, only 8 of them went top 10. So that they don't just are there for top 10. I think they start at pick 12. If Caleb Downs is there at pick 12,
So 9 out of 27 coming up.
I'd rather trade up to pick 12 and then pick Thieneman at 18. That's how safety's not a desire.
I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all.
So,
I mean, Caleb Downs, that was him and Sonny. Those are my 2 first draft crushes. So we can go get Caleb. Man, I'm down. I don't know if you guys can see it. I just put up a poll, which is a new feature on our host. I want to know, what safety do you hope the Vikings end up with on their roster? And you could say it's, Ramsey, because maybe we can get him in the 3rd round. Like, it doesn't matter what your reasoning is. Just what safety do you hope lands on the Minnesota Vikings? Put a number 1 in the comments if you want McNeil Warren. Put a number 2 if you want Thieneman. Put a 3 if you want Halsey. Put a 4 if you want Ramsey. Just a number, and it should tally up your votes. Ah, God, it's working. It's working. It's only us doing it, but come on. Okay.
I will say, while that's going on, as we get closer to the draft, it's kind of looking like 2 safeties might be off the board before we pick, which might force our hand.
They start at 12. I'm telling you right now. If Kyle Hamilton was
Shaq, why no love for Kilgore?
Because I had only 5 prospects to pick. Okay. It's kind of hard to choose only 5 players. How about this? Who would you take off for Kilgore out of those 5 safeties I talked about? And with that being said, pretty much we might not have a chance at Downs or Thieneman. So the top safety on the board might be McNeil Warren at 18.
I see a path for Downs, though, like at 12. If you look, Kyle Hamilton was arguably the best player in 2022's draft, and he went 14. You can say the same of Downs, like arguably he's just a safety. He's a devalued position. It's not a position you're going to go select top 10.
Not one vote for McNeil Warren. I'm kind of surprised because he was one of the hottest names, among Viking fans and mockers.
So I had to go check out Kilgore more, but I didn't have time to fully scout all these safeties. There's like a good 8 safeties in this draft class, all scattered throughout. And I had to find some free safeties to mix in because not that many free safeties that could cover. There's more so strong safeties and then these hybrid safeties.
So, but we do know Metellus is going to start at a safety. Where's he going to start? What safety? Strong safety or full safety?
Are you sure? Are you sure?
You sure about that? Who's the other guy that we have on the safety? He ain't starting.
Theo Jackson?
Theo Jackson ain't starting.
I would start Theo Jackson over Metellus at true safety position. But we played 3 safeties.
Yeah, we play one in the nickel, right in the nickelback role.
So he'll play there like he always did. He's not going to be one of the 2.
I'll say we have to see what Jay Ward brings.
They really like Jay Ward. Vikings really love Jay Ward.
That's the problem. We already got a bunch of strong safeties on the team, hybrid safeties. We just don't have a free safety to replace Harrison Smith.
So he would have taken Genesis off for Kilgore.
Yeah,
that's fine. Is he a free safety or a strong safety?
He's a cornerback turned safety. Kilgore is.
I didn't understand the Mekhi Blackman trade, to be honest. I didn't think he was going to be great, but I thought he was a serviceable cornerback, which was more than what's his face. I can't remember the guy's name now. Who was our cornerback 3?
Lions guy. Lions guy, Okafor, right?
Okuda.
Okuda. There you go. It's probably better off that I didn't remember the damn name. Duke Shelley's available, I think. We got our Duke Shelley mention in. Duke Shelley has told the Vikings he's available. They're not listening.
I remember my brother was screaming for Jeff Okuda in the draft he came out of, and I was like, he's going to be a bust, dude. He's trash. He's not good. Look at the Ohio State games. He's not good. He goes number 3 overall or number 6, one of the two.
He went 3.
3 overall for a corner. He has to be one hell of a corner.
He is one hell of a corner.
You just gave me my my other draft moment, Cody. The mock drafts when they said they had us getting Derek Stingley Jr. And then when the draft came, he didn't even make top 5.
Yeah, that was funny, man. Like Sauce Gardner and Derek Stingley Jr. were the ones most mocked to us in that draft. What we have, it was pick 11 or 12, and they were the 2 most mocked to us. And some people are like, okay with Stingley, but some like, oh, Disney didn't have an injury. He's not that good to take at 12. And nobody wanted Sauce Gardner. Like, oh my God, kind of like McNeil Warren. What school did he play for? Who did he cover? Oh, he hasn't given up a touchdown. Who did he cover? This and that. We don't want them, and they ended up both being top 5 picks. And
I remember when I was paying attention to, and I saw some mock drafts that had Rashawn Slater going to us at 14 that year, and I was like, oh yeah, tackle, hell yeah. Nope.
How do you guys feel about the amount of wide receivers we have coming in for the top 30?
I like it. If they find a hidden gem, pick them. But don't go into the draft blind saying, oh, we need a receiver, and then you just draft a receiver just to say, oh, we have competition at wide receiver 3. Go ahead and do your homework on the receiver position.
They will lose. We got wide receiver 3 at home.
Better be. He's a 3rd round pick.
All right. Let's do another mock, guys, but this time let's be a little quicker with it and no trades in this one. Straight up make our picks.
How does the chat want it? Does chat want all A's? Or is chat okay with seeing some C's and D's in there?
I think we have a educated chat.
Oh. I can get you all A's, but it's going to be a boatload of safeties or boatload of centers and running backs.
You want a toe? I can get you a toe.
I can get you a toe. I got stickers.
All right, so I'm going to start this thing because there's no trade, so I got it on fast.
Do you want to adjust like the? Never mind.
Nope.
Oof.
There's your first A pick, Monroe Freeling. He's the only A pick on the board. Just let you all know that.
So what are we looking at here? Like, would you consider Jordan Tyson? I know you said Tate, Cody. Would you consider Jordan Tyson right here?
No, I would not consider Jordan Tyson. I don't think Jordan Tyson is deserving of a 1st round.
Ooh, you've come to that side, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Terrell.
Where's my boy? Where's Thieneman?
He ain't going.
Gone.
I know. Deservedly so.
This is PFF.
And the Lions took McCoy to pick before us.
Yeah, they did.
This is probably worst case scenario.
Man, Thieneman went to the Cowboys, Sadiq to the Ravens. That makes so much sense. All right. Terrell, anyone want to fight that?
McDonald there. There's McDonald.
Hey, McDonald's there. Peter Woods is there.
Yeah.
Banks is there.
They're both a B and a C pick.
I don't care about the damn grades. You're the only one in here who cares about the grades.
I don't care about the grades. I just know
care about the grades. Sounds like you care about the grades. Cody, executive decision.
I'm going McDonald.
All right.
I'm putting him with
I don't
January.
like it, but I respect it.
I like what the corners did last year. I'm fine with it with James.
All right.
Stewart.
Back on the clock.
Halsey.
Fish. Michael Fish, make the pick.
Halsey.
All right. Now we got to think about it a little bit here in the third round. Tight ends. Is it too early for center? Ooh. Start thinking about running back, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, we have a third round pick, right? Coming up.
Ooh, there's a wide receiver right there. We do. We have 82 and 97.
I'm gonna say Jonah Coleman's gonna be there at 97. So I would say no to running back right now.
Shaq, make the pick.
Making the pick, I am going. That's a tough decision.
Ted Hurst in the third is still there.
I'm going Sam Heck from Kansas State.
There you go,
Center.
center. You don't like Brandon, so that makes sense. So
Shit.
has Heck moved ahead of Slaughter?
Yeah.
They basically neck and neck. The only true center I really like is Connor Lou, but I'm pretty sure he got drafted already. Yep, he got drafted to the Ravens.
Damn, Ted Hurst is still there and Jonah Coleman. Look at that.
This
There
is
we
tough,
go.
guys, because our next pick isn't until 163. So I mean, you got Corleone down here. What else we got? I mean, this is like a pick where if you really like somebody, you have to take them now.
Does Damon Claiborne get all the way?
I bet you Emmett Johnson's still there at 163, Cody.
I bet he's not. I think he's
Yeah,
good.
where did Washington go? I would have made an executive decision on Washington if he was there.
This is where you're going to see your run on running backs. So it's up to you. Does Damon Claiborne be there? Possibly. I've seen him there in about, let's say, 20% of my mock draft.
We don't have a cornerback yet.
Ooh, Takario Davis, Malik Muhammad.
They got Kilgore, who could play safety, I guess.
Yeah, he's going to move to safety. That's what they're saying.
Julian Neal. Malik Muhammad.
Yeah, Price there also.
I'll go Davis. If we picking corner. Either Davis or Will Lee.
Oh, Xavier Harris, Caleb Proctor.
Tommy, what do you think? Will Lee or Takaro Davis? Who's the Iowa State defensive lineman, Cody? Oh, Chris McClellan.
Yeah.
Is he related to Ian McKellen?
Shaq.
The
only reason I said that is because I seen he got a movie coming out about him being
Alex, I'm not worried. I know we got Ty Felton. Ty Felton is going to shock people this year.
I'm going Ted Hurst at 97. That's just value, in my opinion. But
when's our next pick?
You gotta hope
163. Like, so this is like our last value. So I mean, I'd be okay with Ted Hurst right here. I mean, I'd be okay with Jonah Coleman or one of those cornerbacks.
See, the running back is going to make a run here. You got to hope Damon Claiborne is going to be there at 163.
Do we go like
I want the Vikings to end up getting a 4th round pick because this is going to be a lull.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. So I'm with Jonah Coleman or Ted Hurst. I'm with Jonah Coleman because I think the running backs are going to be all gone by the time we get to 163. But I'm good with Ted Hurst because the value is there.
What is
I'm
it,
going
Chad? Cornerback, running back, or wide receiver?
We don't have a corner.
This cornerback. We don't have a corner yet. Ted Hurst is so damn tempting. Like I love Jonah Coleman, but I do think there's a chance that there's a running back at 163 that we can get value out of.
Keith, you're the make the executive decision.
I don't want to.
Make it.
There's also Malachi Fields from Notre Dame.
There's also Carson Beck, who I'm actually thinking about.
Oh. Someone else thought about him too, I heard. He went with it. Come on, Damon, be there. We're gonna have like Roman Himby.
Oh,
He's there. There he is.
So is Julian Neal, and we do need a cornerback.
I like the cornerbacks how they played last year. Honestly, we still top 10 defense.
Norris, I was totally kidding about Beck. I had no thoughts about taking Carson Beck, bro. I was totally joking.
I will say, I will take running back over cornerback.
Do you think Claiborne's really going to work in the NFL? I know he's fast, but like that guy could just end up being maybe like a kick returner. And like, what are kick returners' value in the NFL these days? Well, like he could be like an Nwangu.
I like Claiborne because he doesn't have to be the starter right away.
He has better vision than Nwangu. Nwangu don't got vision.
I see him more like a Jerick McKinnon, which is a pretty damn good running back. McKinnon was pretty awesome for us.
I feel like you can slowly get Claiborne into the mix because you already got 2 running backs.
He could be our Devon A-Chain.
Now there's a poor man's A-Chain.
Kind of bring him in the mix.
A poor man's Gibbs.
Like they did with Travion Henderson. Like slowly brought him into the mix.
So are you looking at the running back or the cornerback here?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Julian Neal. We've got Aaron Jones and we've got Jordan Mason. If we haven't taken a running back by now, then we'll take one next year.
Or Priceock, I like too a lot. If you like, but I don't think you've heard of him.
I don't know anything about Priceock. Sell me.
He's tall.
He's a tall, lengthy cornerback. He's good in jamming receivers at the line. Lengthy. The only thing he lacks is that catch-up speed. So when he starts jamming, he doesn't get the jam off. It could be trouble. So that's why he's here in the 4th round.
There's a lot of quarterbacks in this draft.
Heidenreich.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Go fullback.
Hey, there's your Toledo player, fellas.
Go fullback. Do it.
What about Black?
Yeah, you can slowly mix him in too. I liked how he was playing during the college football playoffs, but he was also playing with a really good Indiana team.
So this is what we're working with right now. We got a defensive lineman. We got a safety. Got a cornerback. Got a center. I mean, I like what we've done position-wise here. And Julian Neal in the 5th, I would have liked to have gotten a cornerback earlier, but I can live with that.
Mm-hmm.
What's this bullshit where y'all are forcing me to have to pick defensive backs? That's what I want to know.
Defensive back.
Yeah.
I said, do you want a cornerback or a defensive back? I mean, a running back or a cornerback.
You also made me have to pick Halsey. So defensive backs were picked by the fat guy.
Oh, I didn't make you pick. I did not make you pick him. I said you could pick whoever you want. And I showed you the whole list. You did that on yourself. There's a little man inside of you. Pause. I like it. All right. I like the draft here. How are we gonna finish this strong? We don't have a tight end yet.
Wait, how many picks we got left?
That's actually a good pick right there.
Daquan Wright.
Gillenborg.
So this is the whole board.
Yeah.
We'll get
My,
the fourth back.
my sources tell me you can never have enough USC players, and I see a
Yeah,
couple we could
I was
take.
waiting for the comment to come out. Any day now. Did we already miss on the Kentucky running back?
Yeah, he was rated higher than Johnson.
Yeah, we missed on all the running backs. I said Claiborne is going to be the only one there, possibly.
We're at the point where we are just guessing. I mostly agree with that. I mostly agree with that.
Oscar Delp from Georgia, he was a top 30 visit.
So it sounds like we're looking at tight end.
Give me Daquan Wright if you're going tight end.
All right, Cody, I will give you that one.
I think he's Evan Ingram.
What about John Michael Gallenberg?
That's what I said.
That's who I would have went with. But
John Michael Gallenberg.
So yeah, like JJL said, we're at the point where we're kind of just guessing now.
Hold on, we're not guessing yet. Go to linebacker.
I was like, who's got the coolest name?
Hey, if you picked cornerback in the fifth, might as well pick another cornerback.
I mean, I don't hate that.
Eric Gentry.
Okay, so we have the next two picks. So you're gonna take Eric Gentry over a guy named Scooby Williams.
Yes, I'm taking Eric Gentry over a guy named Scooby Williams.
Just because he went to USC.
Just because he went to USC and I watched him.
As long as we got transparency, I'm with it.
Hey man, I'm not afraid to admit my biases when it matters.
I know none of these cornerbacks.
I know Sierra White. I know Harvey from USC, but he's not good.
Talk to me, Cody.
I'm going to do another cornerback here. So I just think if you got one in the fifth, you might as well get one in the seventh also.
DJ Harvey, right, Shaq?
No, not
DJ Harvey.
What about this Andre Fuller cat? Toledo. Gotta be good.
I have no idea about him. I like Parker Brailsford here, but we went center in the third.
Fuck it. Get another center. like we need competition, Cody. Jurgens don't have a job.
We haven't went running back yet, right? We haven't go Terry on.
No way Orange is still available.
Go Terry on Stewart from Virginia Tech. The running back. We haven't gotten running back yet.
All right.
Black's not there no more?
No, he's gone.
And at 244, are we gonna do it again? Taylor Green.
Then we get we didn't get Beck. Yeah, we can get Green. Or even Joey Aguilar from Tennessee.
Diego.
Go get Diego. Let's make Robbie happy that he selected him in the third.
The third
round.
Fish.
I wouldn't mind Diego.
I wouldn't mind
Taylor
Diego
Green.
at all, especially in the seventh round.
Taylor Green's the Kansas kid.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Nah, Taylor Green is the Arkansas kid. He's like
him.
He's a straight mobile quarterback. Straight mobile quarterback. Like
Get ready for the C.
Yeah, he ran that fast 40.
We did well in this draft.
But see, we should have taken the damn tackle, even though we didn't need a tackle.
Should have got that A. We did well. I think it did really well.
Hey, B minus, not a C. Which I couldn't care less about the grades. Like
I like
draft.
Yeah, we fixed a bunch of positional needs. We got depth at center, safety, defense interior, set the defense right.
I like it. I like Ted Hurst at 97. That's ridiculous value in my opinion.
Yeah, I had to pull that trigger. You know, I kind of wanted to take Coleman. Yeah. Yeah. How's that for some Sex Pistols, George?
You guys are grounded. Oh, you feel bad.
What do we do? What do we do, Dad?
Yeah. Gallagher.
Who's got one? I think Fish is going to be hot fire right now. I mean, I hope I don't put too much pressure on him, but because he's been disappointed that he hasn't really had one the last 2 weeks, I think he's been stewing on it. Sorry to set the table like that, Fish. But let's hear it.
Before you start, I just want to say I like that anime poster in your background.
Which one?
The top right.
Whoa, you moved.
No, I just flipped everything around.
Looks
I
good.
don't have the window in the background anymore.
Looks good.
I was
So-
pissed
so-
about having the foot of my bed
Did it a
in
long time
spring
ago.
time.
Should have done it a long time ago. That's good.
So my Gallahorn is this. I want to reiterate, I did not specify anything about the draft. I specified that the only justifiable reason for them not hiring a GM is because the Vikings are for sale. And until they hire a GM, I will stick to my guns that the Vikings are for sale. And it is the only justifiable reason why they're doing this bullshit of not having a GM. If they're doing it for anything other than that, it's not justifiable and it's stupid.
Sorry, Fish. I really feel like that ship sailed. It was very hot. I liked it. I could have seen it being plausible. Like it blew my mind when you first said it. And then it's like, that actually makes a lot of damn sense. I no longer feel that way. And I do think there's plausible reason. It's try the road less traveled. I mean, let's do something that hasn't been done before and see how that works out. I mean,
think
they're being strategic with it. They're not making a panic move. Like, they didn't go out and like, oh my gosh, we have to get this done.
The poor
You
lads
got
sell, the Wilfs aren't selling.
you got to
The
find
panic
that.
move was shit canning their GM while he was out scouting the Senior Bowl for him.
I agree.
See,
You
but
gotta
even that took a lot of thought. They weren't ready just to do that at the end of the season.
When you let go of somebody that important to your organization without a plan, which they didn't have a plan,
This is their plan. You might not like it, but
this is
their
them
plan.
scrapping shit together.
Maybe it was
No.
the best. Maybe it was the best plan going forward because maybe they thought Kwesi was running.
Yeah, like selecting BPA for need.
Well,
I mean,
running this team off the waterfall. Would you rather have the team run off the waterfall?
at
So,
least I know where I'm going.
so they may not have a plan, but they had concepts of a plan.
Jack, I know where you got that from. I'm trying to get there.
Don't worry, it takes time. But I don't think the team's for sale. I will say this though,
Have
Keith.
concepts of a plan.
I will say this: you're gonna have to find a clip where we did talk about the GM candidates because I feel like during the season that's gonna come back around.
Or it might not, because we didn't put Rob Brzezinski up there.
Yet,
Yet,
I think that's our GM.
I think so too.
But yeah, Fish, to your point, I think that they are selling is dead, at least for this year. At least for this year. Eventually, one of these years, They are going to sell the team. Until then, I expect you to be bringing that to the table every offseason like you have for, I think, 3 years in a row now. This year, I believed it, though. There was some conviction behind it. There was some logic behind it. No go.
The only justifiable reason I'm saying they're not going to hire a GM because they're going to sell the team. If they go all year without a GM and they sell the team next year, I'm right.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I'm gonna tell.
But if they name Rob B GM, like name him GM.
I'm gonna tell
he's the
Fish
GM.
here. I'm gonna tell Fish here. The only reason the Wilfs hasn't sold the team yet is because they haven't won a Super Bowl yet. I think after they win a Super Bowl, that's when they sell the team. I think the Seattle Seahawks have the blueprint on when to sell a team. You sell them at the highest peak, so you get the most money back off it.
You know what the offset to that is, Cody? The stadium's paid off. The bank that they're going to make just straight up from selling the team because they paid the stadium off early.
Well, they just paid $2 billion in renovations.
That $2 billion will be multiplied in the sale of a team because they increased the value.
I don't know about that much.
It'll be historic.
Mm-hmm.
When the Vikings are sold, it'll be an historic amount. No doubt about it.
Just get 3 straight Super Bowls and then you can sell.
I think if they won 1 Super Bowl, they would sell. Because I truly believe the Wilfs' goal and end game is to win a Super Bowl. Do they want to make money? Sure. But I believe we do have owners that truly want this team to win, and they do what they feel is in the best interest of this team winning. And I think it would be a case where if they won the Super Bowl, they would sell. Just kind of like the Seahawks. They're for sale right now.
Yep. I just think they already making money with the Vikings already. We're making a lot of money, right? They're not going to sell that income off, I don't think so.
The Wilfs were listed as the second poorest owners of the 32. And weren't the Seahawks put up for sale before they went 2 and won the Super Bowl?
I didn't hear about it till after,
Yeah,
so maybe. I didn't hear.
So the thing was, there was like they just didn't renew the ownership of the Seahawks. It was just like a deadline. So it's technically the only reason they're for sale is because they didn't renew it.
How do you renew something you own?
It's a long story that I didn't look into. I ain't cared about the Sam Darnold part of it.
I wish you would have looked into it because now I'm intrigued. How do you renew something you own? Like, I didn't know that owners' contracts were up.
It's weird like that.
Then the Wilfs got a better agent than Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Someone just mentioned it. Hosting an NFL draft would be great income, great business.
Hey,
they put their bid in.
28 put their name half for.
Mm-hmm.
I will go to that. I'll go to that.
Yeah, I think
game.
We should all go to it.
Over a game, I'd go to the draft just to do it for 1 year. I'll paint my face. Anybody else got a one? It's okay if you don't.
I'll say this for my Gallahorn. Damn.
Damn.
I don't know that. I don't know that's really a Gallahorn. Pretty much, I was going to say it's not hard for pretty much the Vikings to have one of the best draft classes entering this draft as long as they stick to their board and fix this defense up. It would be majorly improved if we fill at least 3 positions on defense and 2 on offense. And the rest you could just draft whatever just to fill out the rest of the roster. I don't feel like we have that many needs that everybody's over here panicking about.
Yeah, no, I don't think we do either, especially the offensive line. Like that panic, I don't get. Like, do we need some depth? Sure. Like, will we get some? Probably. But I don't see us go offensive line first 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's people that want us to do it in the first and second round. It's not happening. We don't need it. So Shaq, you're saying you're not drafting BPA then. You're drafting more for need.
Oh no, I'm drafting BPA.
We need to fix
But I'm
this
saying we
defense.
don't.
We need to fix this defense, but damn it, if Carnell Tate's there at 18, you take him.
Oh no, we only take Lemon at 18. Only Lemon at 18.
They must get 3 starters from this draft, Jay. Like they have to.
And it's not that hard. You got to look at what positions if we draft will actually start.
Defensive tackle.
That's one.
That'll definitely start. I don't.
Free safety.
Maybe safety.
Yeah, maybe unless Harrison Smith comes back, I don't think they start.
And that's the problem though, Fish. There's not that many free safeties in this draft.
Well, you know, there's some great Swiss Army knives, though, Shaq. And, you know, in this positionless team that we run.
Tommy says we have a top 10 defense. Draft BPA.
Yeah,
I don't
most
know, man.
likely it's going to be
BPA
defense.
I think if BPA is something we don't need, I'll move back for somebody who does need him.
Yeah, there's that.
It depends on the player. My opinion. I mean, the
There's
top
no
10
player?
defense, and so far you have all your cornerbacks besides Akuda, and Akuda didn't play all the time on the field. We had a nickel back in the role, a safety role.
Emotional content.
If Harrison Smith comes back, then we're set at safety for at least 1 year. So, yeah, I like what Tigers or Unk is coming up with.
Hey George, why are your Sharks losing 3-0 to the Ducks right now? Huh?
Because they have emotional immaturity.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's the only logical reason.
How about the Minnesota Wild taking on the old Minnesota team, the Dallas Stars, in the first round of playoffs?
That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy says, I want a tight end and a running back in our top 100 picks.
I can agree with
We did
that.
not accomplish that tonight, fellas.
You're not.
Well,
I
you must be
don't really-
disappointed in us.
I don't really see tight end as a need like that
It's going to be a need after next year.
next year, but not this year.
And then what tight end are you taking in the top 100 if it's not Sadiq? So you're saying that you want to take a tight end in the first round, basically.
I take Max Clare in the top 100.
I don't think you have to. I can't have Peter Woods on my team just because the name like makes me giggle every time.
I like Peter. Peter Woods is a monster. That dude's a boss. If Peter Woods is there, I'm taking Peter Woods.
You can't
I don't
grab Peter
think-
Woods.
I don't think Peter Woods is going to be there. Honestly.
You don't think Peter Woods can be their 18?
Nah.
I think that'd be somewhat shocking if he's not.
He was supposed to be a top 10 pick, and then he fell a
that.
little.
I remember
I
that.
see.
I remember those days.
I see the top 10 picks being filled with the quarterback, tackle, edge, and then a defensive tackle. I don't see a safety falling in those top 10. So I'm kind of with Shaq right there. I think, yeah, defensive tackles could move up the board.
Woods has fallen to the mid-20s. We'll see.
Yeah, I like
Yeah, we shall see.
Stowers too, but is he a tight end or is he a wide receiver? Like, I get it how they put him at as a tight end in the collegiate level, but is he a tight end in the pro level or is he a wide receiver?
I think he's still a tight end.
Okay, you look at Kyle Pitts, right? Tall, fast, tight end. They mainly put him wide into that the wide receiver role. He's never really blocking. Is Stowers going to be on the line blocking?
Well, it's okay. You could be a pass catching tight end. Not every tight end needs to be a blocker.
Yeah, but you kind of need a blocker.
We happen to have one of the best ones in the game.
Yeah, until you go into 13 personnel when you need 2 more.
And don't we still have the tight end we drafted last year? We got the tight end from Georgia. The other tight end who didn't play
Bartholomew.
because he was hurt, Bartholomew. And then we got the tight end from UNC.
Bryson
They're not
Nesbitt.
getting on this team much longer.
We got a lot of tight ends.
Yeah, but the only 2 that are guaranteed to be on this team is Hawkinson and Oliver.
Yeah, both taking the starting spot.
Right. But we could draft one and get rid of one of those other guys, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Just to sit on the bench.
Well, you're going to need to look at when Hawkinson's gone. He's gone after this year.
And that's when you draft the tight end.
Thank you, George. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to our purple prophecies and make some predictions. Who's ready?
I gotta keep up with the ones I made already.
All right. So, you know what? One day I'm going to go back and watch these last, couple months and write them all down. You can't doubt me because I did do it once.
We done said the same drafts over and over.
I can pull them up on the screen right now. I don't think you guys would want that. But that's still in the fold. We're still gonna do that. We're hitting the dead zone. So, but Shaq, you're never ready first. So go ahead.
Okay.
Damn, I forgot.
I don't know if I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again anyways. The Vikings will trade up in this draft. They're not sticking at pick 18.
And it will be up.
It will be up.
Okay.
Rob B will win my heart. He will say, fuck them picks, and he's going to go get the best player available.
And that best player available is going to be there at pick 12 because my purple prophecy is the very first safety in this year's draft won't come off the board until pick 12.
Do you want to say who that safety might be?
It's Caleb Downs.
Tommy's asking if they're on the big show next week, but I was heard that you guys already recorded that.
Ooh.
What?
Oh, I now love both of them.
No. I just told you who they wanted.
Oh, okay. I thought so. I was under the impression that you were just got done recording.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah,
No.
Tommy, we'll do that next week. Yep. I gotta get your week 2 picks out this weekend. And yeah, Robbie, you still here?
This is Robbie's back-to-back weeks of 2 great picks. So this is a good one. This one's a good one that's coming out.
All right, for mine, I've kind of had a theme with all of my picks and prophecies, and I'm gonna stick with it. In this year's draft, the Minnesota Vikings draft AJ Halsey in the 2nd round.
Whoa! Yeah!
My last 3 picks have been a certain player in a certain round, so let's see how close I end up getting. What do you got, Michael Fish?
This year's draft surprise, the pick that blows up the draft, will be Sadiq will be picked in the top 10.
Oof.
Ooh, I like that.
That's hot because that's not happening.
Do you know who pushes out of the top 10 if that happens? Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs. Hey, Norris, Halsey in the 2nd, and then one of my other ones is I got Avian Trail in the 1st. So, like I said, I kind of put that out there earlier in the show that'd be my ideal draft scenario. We get Avian Trail at 18, and then we get Halsey at 49. And I'd be feeling pretty good about the draft. I was like, there's no way the Vikings can mess this up. and then they'll mess it up. Damn it. We went over 2 hours. I'm sorry, fellas.
Short show.
I mean, it still technically is.
Yeah. We only went over about 30 minutes.
Yep. Only 30 minutes. We got to get Cody to bed because tomorrow is his actual birthday and he's got to, save his drinking for that.
Yeah, I can only.
You have to work tomorrow, Cody?
I do, unfortunately, have to go in and square something away at the company just because someone doesn't know how to do their job. But that's just not on me. It's on someone else. So we'll figure that out tomorrow.
Well, that sucks. I'm going to go ahead and go inside, eat my dinner, and watch the rest of this Kings game.
Hey, there you go.
Final words, Michael Fish.
For Vikings fans, by Vikings fans, thank you for everybody for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. It was good in the comments. Thank you for putting up with us doing another mock draft. Happy birthday, Cody. We appreciate y'all, and let's go.
Let's go. What do you got, Shaq?
Thanks for joining us. Like Fish was saying, if you guys are feeling generous, I know a couple of you guys gave us donation. We appreciate it. If you want to know how to do it, you just click the $ sign on YouTube, and you can send donations that way. Or you can download the Cash App, type in $let's Skol, and send donations that way. We greatly appreciate it. We do have a goal for not for next week, but for the draft, which is in 2 weeks. We'll let you know more about it. Make sure you guys tune in next week. We're going to have special guests, Unc and Robbie, on to talk about their draft picks for the first round. And we're also going to wrap up my draft prospects. We're going to do miscellaneous for the last week. So I'm going to give you 5 more players. They're not going to be the same position. It's just 5 players that fit between the cracks that still would be valuable options for the Vikings to pick.
Thank you, Norcephus.
Thank you. Thank you, North.
Appreciate it.
And
birthday boy, final words.
Happy birthday.
Final words. Yeah, you got to check out the Fish's picks with Unc and Robbie for sure. These last 2 rounds that they picked on, they're fire. They're awesome picks. Like, I didn't agree with Robbie's 3rd and 5th and 6th, 7th round picks, but there's the 6th, 7th round picks. But the 3rd one I really didn't agree with. But he totally made a comeback. How do they say it in Dumb and Dumber? Like when they come back with the moped and totally redeem yourself. It was awesome. He had some really good picks there. Good job, Robbie. I enjoyed them. Unc has been on fire for the past 5 rounds with his picks, I thought. So it's very awesome to watch. Check out that little segment that they got with Fish. And then check us out next week when we introduce the first round to everybody live. So that's going to be fun too. And if you don't know, now you're going to know, right? The draft night is the best night for this show, hands down. It's been there every single year since 2022. Like we rock out every single time we come over to draft night. You see people falling asleep in their chair, and then they wake up surprised for a draft pick. You got guys in Libre, Nacho Libre masks. You got all sorts of wild stuff on this show, man, during draft night. And it's just an exciting time because we look at the future of the Minnesota Vikings, right? But other than that, all right, come join us next week. Come join us for the draft night. Check out Fish's segment. And if you need someone to listen to, we're here for you because you all come out on the show to listen to us ramble off. We're here to listen to you ramble off also. So if you need that help, give one of us a message or a call. We will always hear you. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, that's our show. Happy birthday, Cody. Hope you enjoy your 50th.
Halfway dead.
I'll never forget when you said that to me, man. I'll never forget it. But yeah, that's our show. Thank you, everybody who stuck around and, are talking Vikings with us during this off season. We love to do it, and we hope you're enjoying it too. We will be back next week. Like Cody said, draft nights in 2 weeks. We'll be live for the whole first round, and then we'll be live day 2 as well since we got 3 picks. So we're going to be doing the draft. I hope you guys choose to hang out with us. We'll be back next week. Might be Friday. I don't know yet. But till then, let's Skol.
Let's go! For Vikings fans,
Minnesota Vikings.